Just so you guys know, Tim Hortons is shit. Just so you know. There's better coffee in this world. Okay. Hey everyone. This is a private video just for YouTube memberships and Patreon only. I've included you guys all together on this one. So if you look in the comments of this video and you see people with a little icon beside their name that says, "What's up, weirdos?" That, you know, my little logo I made? That little logo shows you the people that are supporting us over on YouTube memberships. I know Patreon, I really wish that YouTube had an offer for that for you guys. But because YouTube is fighting for that little Patreon niche, you know what I mean? Because they're, with YouTube memberships, they're trying to get at this section. And so, sorry, patrons, there's no special icon for you. I'm so sad. All right. Thankfully, I got royalty-free music on my thumb drive that goes into my stereo for moments just like these ones when you need a little music to capture a moment. So, just an update video for you guys. I got some news I want to share. News that I don't want to be throwing on YouTube, so that's what you guys are for, because things get exciting for me in my world, and I don't know who else to talk to. So I'm gonna talk to you guys. Look at these. Whoosh. Socks with Cruz's face on it. Yep. A little while ago, months ago now, like December, a company reached out to Cruz on Cruz's channel. They reached out to his email and said, "Hey Cruz, would you like us to send your dad a pair of these socks?" So I said yes, because excuse me, because it's hard to say no to Cruz's very first product offer. There's no money involved. They just wanted to send a custom print with Cruz's name on it, and then I promote the company on Cruz's channel. I was like, all right, cool, I'll do that. I want a pair of Cruz's face in my socks. So I am going to see if I can get stuff like this printed at Teespring. So Teespring's the name of the company that I get all my personal merch done, like the ones I sell on my channel. They do socks. So if they can produce something as good as this, I am probably going to start putting some of these up because these are adorable as shit. I wouldn't buy from this company. I already emailed them. I'm like, guys, look, I don't feel good about putting you guys on Cruz's channel because it took you 2 months to send me these damn socks. I don't want anybody on my world or my community anywhere that has to wait 2 freaking months for something and wondering, did my order get lost? So, yeah, maybe they just treat creators slower. I don't know, but I emailed them. So before these go on Cruz's channel, I'll be waiting for that reply. Anyway, on the second, the one thing I really wanted to talk to you guys about was that roof rack company that I told you guys I was going to email. So I didn't email the actual roof rack company itself, like Rhino Rack, because I know from past experiences when you message larger companies like that, they're like, yeah, we don't really need the promotion, thanks though. So I actually emailed the company I bought it from, because I mean, sure, as much as I like the rack, I was more impressed with how fast everything came to me and how easy everything was. I love it when you deal with a company and things were just simple and everything flowed right. Because when you're dealing with a company online you've never heard of before, you're like, all right, and then boom, it showed up. I'm like, wow, that was quick. I get an email notification that it was shipped. Boom, next morning, email notification from my box that I have a package. I'm like, what? It came really fast. So I emailed that company. The reason why I did is because when I got my shipment, I found out that they're not far from Vancouver. And I never thought that they were going to reply, because as a YouTuber, I message a lot of companies seeing if they want to work together, and a lot of them just don't reply. And or they do reply and say, sorry, you're too small of a channel. A lot of these guys want to deal with like larger channels, bigger audiences. But what they fail to see is that the bigger audience doesn't mean that the creator's connected to that audience either. We're having a smaller, more intimate audience. And someone who uploads personal stuff on the regular, you're a little bit more connected to people. They kind of get to know who you are. So there's a bit more value in smaller channels, and I wish these guys, you know, could see that. So I reached out to the company not to benefit my audience. I reached out to the company to benefit me. I did. Sorry. Sometimes it's nice to leverage what I built here into savings for me and allow me to add things to my life that I probably couldn't afford. And I don't mind promoting a company that I've done great business with, right? So, long story short, he emailed me back. He actually called me, and I missed his phone call, and then he emailed me and said, hey, I just called you. I'm like, oh, crap. Like, 1 day later, bang, I sent him an email, boom, next day I get a phone call. So I was pretty impressed with that. Anyway, turns out their company is actually based in Winnipeg, Canada, and they have a distribution center here just outside of Vancouver as well. So after talking with this guy, I guess, me and him very well connected. We had a good 45-minute chat. We bounced around lots of business ideas, but it turns out that he used to be in like the corporate side of this industry. He used to have big warehouse stuff and like the stuff he dealt with on a regular himself. Then he decided many years ago just to slow down and move his business online and stop having so much outdoor retail stuff because it's a lot to manage. It's too much work. So himself found a way that he could slow his life down, still have distribution warehouses, but yet work out of a home office. And I found that to be such a great story. So he goes, look, I have a team of 4 full-time staff and 1 roaming staff and himself, and they work out of a home-based business. He goes, I built an amazing place here. It was just cool to hear the story, and we related on a lot of things, and I thought that was really beautiful that he found an alternative way to just calm his life down. So that just warmed my heart when I heard that. But anyway, so he's like, what's your idea? I'm like, look, to be honest, I have a white roof rack that I just bought that I'm going to be messaging that company about, that I'm pissed. Rusted right away, and all that time and work and effort goes in. Now it's rusting on my van, and the rust on my van, I don't want it to like start rusting on my roof where I can't see it, and then all of a sudden I got damage on my van more. So I'm gonna be messaging that Werner company when that thing comes off my van. You can count on that one. So I told him, I said, look, I just wouldn't mind maybe doing my entire roof with that Rhino rack one. And he's like, okay. I said, I have solar on my back rack that I need to mount to the new system. And I said, I noticed on your website, do you have these little Z brackets that are for the Rhino rack? So they have these little Z brackets. So on the top of the Rhino rack, it's got a little track there. So the Z bracket bolts in there, and the bracket comes down and out here. They're for lights. They're for mounting outside lights. Well, the brackets are small enough, they're perfect size, that if I got 12 of the brackets, I could literally put them in the track, bolt them to the 2 holes in the bottom of the solar panel, adjust the panel to where I need it on the roof rack, and tighten her down. Done deal. Solar would be flipped over and mounted in probably a half an hour, making it super simple. And I love that idea because it's also a way for me to show people that you can install solar without bolting anything into your roof, and using a track system like that anybody could do it without having to drill holes and making sure things are sealed, because it's just bolted to a rack, which is super cool. Anyway, so besides the whole my video idea side of it, I said, look, I said, if you notice the video that I just posted yesterday, I had the roof rack I bought from you guys. I never once told anybody where I bought the roof rack, because I don't always do that. I just buy my stuff. And then usually I'll find that product on Amazon and throw it in my Amazon link so I can make money if anybody were to buy that rack in the future. So I told him, I said, I'm not looking for financial compensation. I just want to know if you're willing to work with me and give me a product at a cost that I can't say no to. So he said to me, he goes, well, tell you what, why don't you send me your initial shopping list of what you need now, and I'll see what I can do about getting that product to you at cost or no cost. He goes, let me see what I can do on my end over here. So for him, it's free promotion for his website, and his website is insane. They have so much stuff. So for someone like me who's now building my van out to be a little bit more off-road ready, more backcountry ready, my changes in my van now are all exterior. So they have everything on that site. Like, man, you could spend a fortune on there. So he was like, oh, so you have a bigger shopping list? I'm like, oh, you want my shopping list? He's like, yeah, I do. Send me your shopping list. Let's see what I can do for you. I'm like, okay. So I said to him, like, just out of curiosity, you guys carry off-road rims and tires? He goes, absolutely. We have a full section for it. Go check it out. They have a huge section for like big mud and like off-road tires, stuff that I've been dreaming about. dreaming about. We need music for that. You know, just big muddy tires and Oh, the dreams I would have if I could go on a shopping spree for no cost. Could you imagine? So anyway, he's like, so I told him, I said, all I really want to do right now, because of where I'm going on my trip, I would love to get my roof rack done properly so it just looks good, it looks sleek. And then maybe before I start my trip, or maybe while I'm on my trip, because I got to take it easy about my money when I start, because I'm trying to save so I can have a good emergency fund before I go. I told him I would love to put a light bar across the front of the roof rack in the front and 4 little LED light ones around the corners. So that way, if I'm ever backcountry, I got lots of light on the trail if I need it, or if I'm out camping in the backcountry and I need some light around my van, I click on my porch lights and either that side lights up or we light up a whole outside of perimeter. But having the lights would be cool, because if someone ever jimmies with my van in the middle of the night and I can hear it, all I gotta do is reach over from bed, hit the all on switch, all my lights turn on, those guys would book it. Imagine that, they're like trying to like check all the doors in a dark road, all of a sudden, boom, the whole road lights up. They would book it. But I told him, I said, but as of right now, that's all I really have for my want list. And then if I can find the right storage containers, like those little long little storage racks that have the lid that open, if I can find 2 of them that would fit on either side of my roof vent, I'd be entertained the thought to put 2 little storage racks up there so I can get my chair and stuff out of here and my winter stuff out of here in the summer and free up some breathing room in here. I can put I have an inflatable kayak and throw that up on the roof and free up another storage spot underneath my bed. But yeah, stuff like that. The guy's like, man, we got everything you need. Anything. I'm like, oh crap. So we're going to work out this first one first and just see how all this stuff works out for me and for him on his side. He said, if you want, I can do a promo code for anybody from your guys wants to come over. I'm like, yeah, people always love getting a discount. But other than that, I'm doing this for selfish reasons. And if we can get a discount code out of it and it can save people that might need those items anyway, which is great. And I love it that I'm not pushing a specific, like, roof rack, you know what I mean? I'm not pushing a specific brand. I'm more pushing about where I got it from, which gives anybody options to check out whatever they need, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's going to be no financial stuff tossed back and forth, just one heck of a discount for me to be able to start kitting my van out with some of the things I've been dreaming about. It's just a good feeling, you know? It's cool to know that sorry, the music, is this working? It's cool to know that all the time I've spent building this as a YouTube channel, that it's come to benefit me on the personal buying item side, because buying things for the van is inevitable. You know what I mean? And some people might keep it simple for the rest of their life, but also some people may get to the point where my van's done and now I'm just adding dreams to my van, adding things that I know will benefit me. Because there's been many times, like I was camping up at Golden Ears Park. It was dark at night. I went outside to go pee. It would have been nice to go, boom, flick the light on, right? It would have been nice to go out there and take the dog out for a piss and like actually have some light and see around the bush instead of going out there with the dog for a pee and Cruz is trying to take a piss on something and all of a sudden I don't see anything. It's just black. It'd be nice to have some light. So those scenarios would be great. Anyway, enough talking about that. I do have some sad news. So I know this person never commented a lot on my Patreon, but there was a guy named Mark Lepato, Mark L. I met him at El Campo. He didn't come to El Campo and camp out there. He just came there for the day to meet me. He was just moving into his van and then traveling to Vancouver. He traveled out here to Vancouver and I met him again when I came back. I didn't know the guy. He's been in the background of a few of my videos, like the survival video I did. This guy he had glaucoma or something like that, and had an eye that was bulging and pointing out in a weird direction. He was in the background of that video holding an umbrella. He died in his van yesterday. They found him yesterday morning, I guess, at the beach in Vancouver here. But they say that he had been in his van for, they figure, 2 or 3 days before anybody even found him. They don't know what the cause and stuff was, but I did put this at the end of a video that I finished yesterday, which will come out in a few days, 3 days maybe. But, you know, those moments are sad because nobody knows what the cause was. It could have been anything, you know, could have been like, and I know a bunch of the guys down there are throwing around their speculations and stuff like that, but who knows in that scenario. But yeah, he died in his van, and it was sad because everybody that was parked around him hadn't moved. Like, there's a clan of them down there that don't move. They just literally, like, they're literally camped out there, like, which is a no-no, by the way. But they're literally camped out there, and it's sad that nobody around him noticed that he never got out of his van for a few days. I would hope that if I'm parked around people that surround me, that if I never left my van a whole day, that someone would be like, hey, Chrome, you okay in there? Right? But, hey, it is what it is. But looking on the bright side of things, I'm sure glad that he at least got to travel across Canada, meet some new friends, which he clearly had around him over there, and got to see some amazing things, even though this sad news is very sad news. But you gotta look at the bright side of things all the time, you know what I mean? You know, like, I'm sure he had one heck of an adventure before that tragic moment. Let's just hope he doesn't have to suffer. But he was one of our patron supporters here, and I know I'd never seen him really comment very much. But yeah, sad news. Anyway, you guys, have an awesome day. Thanks for listening to me babble for 16 minutes. We need music to end this. Yeah, yeehaw! So what I do with these USB things is when I download fresh music for my videos, I throw it on a little thumb drive, pop it in my stereo, and gives me a chance to listen to it. Because sometimes I find that the music inspires a video filming day, usually like the adventure videos and travel videos. Because if I'm driving around somewhere and I play this, like, maybe not that, but I can picture, like, if I'm driving through downtown Vancouver, I can already picture the shots that I want to shoot with this, right? Like the cuts, like all the different shots. It's that filmmaker thing inside of me. I can already picture what I want to film. And there's sometimes I'll be driving to this going, oh, and I'll pull over. I'll pull over, and then I'll just start putting together what I want to put together. And this song sparked it. So I'll remember just to start that song in the video. Yeah. There's some beautiful stuff on those music sites. It shocks me that most of these music creators create music just for video creators. Like, they're not on the radio, or they're not anywhere else. They don't create music for Spotify. They just create it for video creators. This is beautiful. It's a good way to end it. While I smash this, some good music for it. Are you ready? Okay, guys, thanks for watching.